What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Flying Brown's Garage. We got a different video for you guys. My buddy Randy has been wanting to restore his 97 Dodge single cab long bed. It's a 2500 for a while now, you know. It's got the typical rust in the corners of the fenders, cab corners, stuff like that. Needs a motor, needs a trans, needs a lot of stuff. Needs basically a road restoration. It's not going to be 100% restore, but you know, a good road restoration. Get it solid, get it running right, get it looking decent. What we're looking at is a 1998 Dodge Ram 2500 single cab long wheelbase truck. It has a 360. I'm not sure what transmission it has in it. Whatever transmission it has in it is coming out of it. We do believe what we have is a 360 here in the bed. When he gets back later, we're actually going to look up numbers on the side of the block and try to figure out if this exactly is a 360. I think this was given the old Craigslist rebuild. Ain't no need to take it apart. I mean, look at that. You can tell they just spray painted it. He's got this thing sitting on 37s right now. They're the military tires on just a set of wagons. Nice set of wide wagons. 37, 12, 50, 16 5s. Which, if you know, you can't really get 16 5s anymore. Bumper's gone because he said he ripped that off, getting towed home, which is great. Front end needs work. This truck will be getting body work, body panels put on. We're putting doors on it, fenders, possibly a hood. He busted the window in this door too, but this thing needs some rehabbing. We got to do some floor work because the it's deleted itself. So the interior has seen better days. It is pretty busted up. And as you know, these Dodges are very notorious for the dashes just busting to pieces in them. Probably going to put a headliner in it too, all that good stuff. He wants to give it a paint job when it's all said and done. Let's actually go ahead and pop the hood real quick. Piece of shit. So this is what's in it now. It is a big oil burner. We think it is a 360, but it makes the power of a 318. But he does have a nice little set of headers on it. And we will be using the intake for this specific build because it has the vacuum for the four-wheel drive. It does run. I'm not sure if I have to jump it off because that's a pretty old battery. But it does run. And it sounds good. It sounds really good. It just needs some love. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it what it needs.
There you go, Miss Pearl. There you go. I know you wanna. You have a slight dilemma. Yeah. Right there.
Yep. That's all we're gonna get. My wife's looking at me like I'm fucking crazy. Don't you know know this? You married me.
Have you been recording the whole time?
Yep.
Nice. You didn't do that. It just slid off that, the end of the tire.
This thing's RTV'd together, so we're going to have to be real careful at getting this bit separated. So I'm suggesting a scraper.
Yeah, that's going to be the
And
best.
tap it in so we don't mar up the surface.
Yeah.
I'm hoping whoever tore into this before didn't fuck it up.
What I'm hoping.
So Randy went to the parts store real quick to get some parts and some parts cleaner and stuff like that. We've been tearing this down, got it down to the heads, and we're dealing with this. So they're pretty rusty, and they loaded this thing down with RTV big time. But we're having to clean all this up before we go and try to pull the heads off. I'll try to extract these broken bolts as I scrape these out with some ice picks, and we'll actually see if we can get these out, hopefully, because we really need to use these heads. But hopefully it's not too bad once we tear it down to the block, and we can just go ahead, clean it, paint all the parts, put this thing back together with some new gasketry, and go ahead and do an engine swap on the old 2500 Dodge. Alright guys, we got the 360 tore apart all the way down to the block. Everything's actually looking pretty good so far. There's not a whole lot of carbon buildup in these cylinders, although actually that one looks like it has a little bit of marring on the piston, and it does. Actually, that's not good. Looks like something actually fell down in there and pinged around. Probably have to bring that up to the surface and actually clean that up a little bit. We're still going to run this engine for now because he's going to tear out the 360 that's in his truck and we're going to rebuild it. But here's what I'm seeing. There's actually a hole, a small little, like a rust hole, in the side of the cylinder wall on the front left. I'm not sure which cylinder that would be required, or according to the firing order at 360. But the rest of the cylinders actually look pretty good. So he actually vacuumed this out, cleaned it out. We're going to come back through here and clean everything up with parts cleaner, brake cleaner, all that good stuff. We're going to do an oil flush, clean the rest of the engine, paint this thing up. We have to take off his upper intake because he has intake for a four-wheel drive with the vacuum, and this is a two-wheel drive intake. So we're going to clean all these parts up, paint everything up real nice, and when he gets back down here in the next weekend or two, we will be probably going ahead and assembling this engine so we can go ahead and go pull that 360 out of the truck and put this one in. So can't wait to see it in the works. So I want to take a quick second and pause the video and ask y'all to help me with something. I need y'all to do me a favor. Go down and hit that subscribe button. Smash it. Smash that bell. Go like the videos. You know, tell me where you're from. Say hi. Whatever. Ask me questions. It doesn't matter. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs. And I cannot do that without your guys' help. So definitely go subscribe, check out Facebook, the Instagram, the Snapchat, and now we have a TikTok. You can just go type in Flying Brown's Garage and you will find me. All the profile pictures are the same. It's easy to find. And yeah, give me some likes, give me some subscribes, and all that good stuff. I'm trying to build this, and I can't build it without everybody's help. So, hope you guys are enjoying the videos. You know, got a lot of good videos coming, constantly coming, and I'm constantly sourcing new projects. So, stay tuned, and with that being said, let's get back to the video.
Was it this side or that?
It's this side.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's the crack. So this is what we found in here. Fucking block's cracked. Right there. Right there. Actually, it's got a crack running this way, and I think this is possibly one that's just hidden. I'm not sure. But we were wondering why they had these dumbass Dorman plugs in here. And I think we found our culprit. Now we got to go a different route, and gonna use the block out of the truck instead. Make sure the damn tweakers keep going and leave my shit alone. Alright, so Randy is now pulling the rods out and labeling where they go and sticking them in some styrofoam. About to pull the heads. We had a problem getting the headers off. The bolts are seized onto the exhaust pipe down there at the donut flange, so we're just going to pull the heads and then pull the block out, and then we'll worry about cutting the bolts off of the flange once we get the engine out, because it'll give us a little more room to get in there.
At least I know nothing's wrong with this block.
Yeah, it looks like a good one.
As far as we can tell right now.
Well, we finally got this thing out just a second ago. Couldn't move it on the ground, so we just let it sit there, and we yanked the truck back with the old trusty piece of shit van. So we got all this out. We put a strap cross transmission to make sure it'd stay up. So now we are on to getting this on that trailer and down into the shop and on an engine stand. So I'm going to pull this thing over. I can kind of lower it. Walk it in where you're right there.
Oops, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. got the engine off the trailer, and it is now on the stand and out of the way. At some point tomorrow we will probably proceed with starting to gather up the parts all we're going to use and figure out taking this apart, taking the other engine apart, and getting the other engine internals inside of this one. So we're going to call it a night, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, so we got an update here on the 360. I actually, we haven't really been filming this because we already tore down one, and we're only doing a top end job on it. We're not replacing all the internals because his pistons actually end up looking better than, you know, the ones in the other engine. The other engine's just roached. Okay, I see he doesn't have the oil pan on this thing all the way. It's just sitting there. We took the oil pump out of that engine and put it in this one, cleaned it up because it is in really good shape. We went through and checked everything, cleaned everything up. We had took the timing gear off and chain off of that engine back there because it's a little loose, but it's a lot. It don't have as much slack as the other one did. The other one was like dropping up here. Cleaned the surfaces, cleaned everything. The front main seal's been replaced. We're going to get back on this next weekend with some RTV and some other parts that we were lacking this time. And let me turn this some more. Got the pistons and everything cleaned up. This engine's in really good shape. So we're happy with that. But we're gonna, like I said, get back on this next weekend and get this thing reassembled. Alright guys, back on the Dodge. We've got new gasket, kit, all that good stuff. Got the Holly cleaned up, new sensors in it, new bracketry. We're working on putting a new fan and new clutch on. We're going to go ahead and pressure wash all these parts here, and new AC compressor, bracketry, tensioner, power steering pump, and alternator. And Randy is working on pressure washing the engine right now as we speak, getting that thing all cleaned up so we can let it dry over the week and we can paint it next weekend. Alright, so we got all our parts pressure washed and clean. We're going to let everything sit and dry for about a good week. The block is nice and clean. See, we got the oil pan cleaned up. It did look like it was pitted with rust, but it's not. We're gonna just get some paint next weekend and spray this thing up, make it look really nice and brand new, and all the parts we decide to paint, and then we will start assembling this thing as much as pretty much up to the bottom of the block, and then get it put in the truck, and then we will finish assembling the top end in the truck. Alright guys, so today we're going to be pressure washing the engine bay out so we can paint this thing. We're going to paint it a flat black. This is really dirty. It's never been pressure washed as far as I know. He did have a battery accident in this thing not too long ago, and the battery busted open and acid ate up everything. So we're going to pressure wash this out, and when he comes tomorrow, probably going to paint this thing, let it dry, and start working on the engine so we can this thing put back together. Okay, so I got it fairly clean, but there's still an oily residue on everything. And there's still some spots that I just can't get off, like in the back here and all around the back side. So what we're gonna do is, I told Randy he's got to get some degreaser, and we're gonna degrease this area and then clean it again with the pressure washer, and then we will paint this up a flat black to kind of you know, make everything look a little better once we put the engine back in, painted and everything. Alright, just spent about an hour. Finally I got this thing pressure washed up and clean. We put some degreaser on it and cleaned it up. Went ahead and painted the engine bay. And yes, I did paint most of the big parts that were on here because they just look like shit. And it wasn't going to look good with it all done. But I painted the bottom side of the hood, all in the engine bay, the frame, all that stuff over there. Hell, I even painted the horns because they were nasty and didn't clean up well. Shock mount, shock towers. I did the wheel well over here, and I was gonna get the wheel well over here, but I ran out of paint. As you can see the humongous difference that it's making in this truck. It's looking so much better. But we're gonna let this dry. Randy's gonna bring down another can of paint. We will finish the paint this weekend, and then we will go ahead and put the engine block back in the truck. Randy has got this painted up really nice, looking really good. Painted the block black and got the oil pan red. Painted the heads a red, and also painted the intake a black. Kind of also painted some of the other parts and stuff of that sort. But it's looking good, and we are starting to get ready to get this thing moved up to the carport where the truck is and get ready to stab this block in place. Alright, we got the engine up here in the trailer, getting everything set up. This thing sure is looking good since we painted it. Got our engine stand out here and all our parts ready to go. So we're about to get this thing moved back with the van and get this thing stabbed. So after a little maneuvering, we got the engine in. About to get it connected to the transmission, get the torque converter connected, all that good stuff. Probably go ahead and get the bottom end dressed up, the starter, and headers, all that good shit. And then we will start dressing up the heads and all that stuff, and then probably start with the water pump, all that good mess. Alright, so we got the engine fastened to the trans and don't have the torque converter hooked up yet, but it's getting cold out, so we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. He's gonna hook up a sensor, and then and that's about it for tonight, and we'll get back on it tomorrow. But so far it's looking good. Well guys, unfortunately Randy got impatient and couldn't wait for me, so he ended up putting this together himself and did not cut on a camera or anything of that sort, so we are lost footage. I am sorry about that. If it was left up to me, I wouldn't have done it that way, but I wanted to show it being assembled, and he wanted to rush through it. So, I mean, it looks good except for the spots that he missed with his paint job. Got in a hurry on that and didn't give it a second coat. But I guess that's what he wanted, was to throw together. Let's hope it runs good. I mean, from a distance it looks good. Looks better than what he had in here, that's for sure. But hopefully we will be filming the rest of it from here. And yeah, it's an improvement. I mean, I just hope he did the heads and everything right with the torque specs and all that good stuff. Otherwise it's not going to run worth shit. So, I guess even now I'll see if it's going to run. But hopefully by next weekend we'll get back on here and get back at it. Alright. Progress. He has been quite busy at this one. Radiator, water pump, all that good stuff is in. This engine is dressed up and almost ready to go. He's about to do a radiator flush. There's a couple of odds and ends that need to be tied up here and there. And then this thing will probably more than likely be ready to fire up today. So hopefully we'll be able to hear this girl. Go ahead. Timing. Definitely timing. I think our timing's still off.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it is. Timing's still off.
Well, so far he is having a timing issue getting it to run proper. Still having a little bit of a miss, but he did get it a lot better than it was. So one step in the right direction. Hopefully here soon he will have it come together. What the hell is that? Oh my God. What the hell is that? I'm not gonna say nothing. Ain't my truck. He did it. It's his. Alright, we finally got this thing figured out. We put our heads together and the firing order was off because it's really hard to see the distributor back there, and some of the vacuum was messed up where it was leaking and broken and stuff like that. But go ahead, fire it up. You run pretty good. Oh yeah. A little squeaky belt, no big deal. Other than that, I'd say it runs pretty good. A little bit of smoke, we'll see if that'll clear up. Now we're about to get this door put on here. Get this old shitty one replaced, and heck yeah, one more step in the right direction. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like down below if you did. Comment down below if you have any questions or just want to say something. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. We've got a lot of stuff coming. Unfortunately, we're not going to go and drive this thing right now because we still have a lot of things to do to it, body work and getting the transmission right and this, that, and another. But, you know, stay tuned to the channel. Go watch some of the older videos if you haven't seen them yet. There's a lot of good stuff back there, and there's a lot of good stuff to come. Check out the Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and the TikTok. TikTok's at 200 now. It's actually surpassed YouTube, so let's catch YouTube up. Hit that subscribe button. Also, the Facebook, Instagram, and the TikTok all have the same profile picture as the YouTube profile, the YouTube channel. The only one that's different is the Snapchat. It's an avatar, but just type in Flying Brian's Garage in the search engines and those platforms, and you will find me. And with all that being said, I will see you guys on the next episode.